So here are the structural details of the teleprompter. I originally built the base for the teleprompter out of 3/8 inch plywood reinforced with some 1x2s to keep the plywood from warping. That didn't work real well, it was still warping a little bit. I ended up deciding to add additional cross members at the bottom and add some reinforcements to supply the attachment point for the tripod using the thread insert. I then added some 45-degree 3/8 inch MDF angles to the front of the base using some 90-degree mechanical brackets screwed to the base itself. This is a view from the back just after I attach both of the 45s. And here's the attachment of the picture frame glass that is supported by the 45s. The glass picture frame from the front just before I added the surrounds. And then I added the surrounding box made from 3/8 inch MDF, which added a lot of weight. Matter of fact, had to do something else. And this shot shows the final version. I had to add a brow shade to cut down on some of the light from the overheads, and you can see a simple wood block on the inside the glass that's supporting my camera. The camera is my Sony, which is using a telephoto lens, so I can actually adjust for a much closer shot than what shows in the video coming up. Also note that the dead cat microphone is on the top. It connects to my camera inside via a mic lead, which plugs into the side of my Sony. I actually had to go out and finally buy a heavy-duty laser tripod for putting this thing onto because, as I said, my regular camera tripod was overtaxed due to the weight of all the wood on this thing. But I am confident now that it will work, having done the video. So now the test video.
Welcome to my new teleprompter video. I recently created a teleprompter for use with my teaching stuff, and so I decided that I might use it to do a video for you since it would probably appear a bit more personal than the way I've been doing things in the past, where I'm reading a script from my Mac computer and it is plainly evident when I'm reading from a typewritten stuff on my Word doc. This will hopefully appear much more like I am talking directly to you, as I am indeed doing, and for the most part, this script was just used to be keeping me on topic with an attempt not to stray into what has infamously become called the weave. Idiotic fucker. Anyway, it's early January of 2026. Jesus, how the fuck did we get here? And where are we going? So, we're now at a war with Venezuela? What? This is madness. I think I would prefer to just pay attention to my dog, who appears to have become very much my dog. As mentioned earlier, maybe, this is Kathy's daughter's dog. When she bought him in North Carolina about 5 years ago, Kathy cautioned her about buying a pet. But then Katie never pays attention to Kathy's advice. Didn't when she got married or pregnant, not once but twice, and now here we are with a 5-year-old dog. Not that we weren't going to have more dogs, but we mostly chose to rescue animals who are more elderly, as we are concerned about the dog outliving us. I should mention that we are in the market for cats again, as both a means to enjoy them, as well as providing some mousing ability. Feeding birds most of the fall, winter, and spring puts a lot of bird seed in and around our garage and house. As a result, we end up with lots and lots of little furry varmints scurrying about. So, how are things with y'all? When I got my last communication with you, you mentioned that Skip was not doing well and living with you and Tracy, taking care of him, and that he was going to be going to an assisted living facility probably in Imlay City. Wow. I always forget that we are still getting older. I tend to forget that other classmates of mine maybe are less fortunate health-wise. There but for the grace of God go I, as they say. Now, getting back from my class reunion this past year would have probably no doubt wised me up to a bunch of this stuff, but as it was, I was stuck in a related healthcare crisis of my own. Not personally, but Kathy had just had eye surgery, and I could not very well have left her here alone with that situation. As it is lately, I'm being brought up short with a realization of what I can and can't do post-surgery. Yesterday, Kathy had to call on Fletcher, her son, to come and take down our Christmas tree. We broke down this last year and bought a fake one simply because I knew that I would not be able to be of any use in putting up or taking down a real one. So yesterday, that was accomplished. I still have to watch what I do and will need to do so for at least another 3 weeks. I also have no definitive test results back yet, only the preliminary one that indicates that they don't think that there was anything malignant going on. But to hedge their bets, they did send the tissue off to Cleveland Clinic, which I guess has the best reputation for detecting adrenal cancer. So what they have to say will be interesting. Thus, the jury's still out. So then, let me hear back from you, okay? Ciao.